Okay, it's Saturday, the 28th of January, and we're on YouTube right now, so this is for you guys. I'm still short getting to 1,000, but we're getting closer. When you get to what this explained to you, you got to get to 1,000 before they'll give you anything money-wise or money back. So it's not a lot, but per views, it builds up to about maybe 30 or 40 bucks, something like that, but it's better than nothing. Anyway, okay, let's get back down to the weather because the weather right now looks like it's springtime out there. But at least down in southeastern PA, temperatures are in the 50s. But we will be getting colder as we go through the week and then into next weekend. And then I still like our period between the 4th and the 9th of February for some snow. And some of the models show it just in different ways. So it's still out there, but see, the cold air hasn't gotten in and hasn't moved down, and so it's hard for some of these models to do it. Just giving you a little insight. This year, the Euro model has been the #1 predictor, and the Canadian #2, and the US model, the GFS #3. GFS seems to like to make it look like it's going to snow a lot. The Euro seems to like to keep it warm, and the Canadian is like right in the middle. It goes either direction, but that's what it is. And I know there's the NAM model, but the NAM model is just based on the GFS models. So uptight, yeah, they're good uptight. They give you a little more definition in where the snow or whatever is going to fall, but it's usually off. Okay, so let's get into this. Now I know there's going to be some precipitation moving in out here tomorrow, and as it comes across the state, the only place where there's going to be any kind of accumulation is in the higher elevations out here in northwestern PA. There could be some flurries and stuff out here, but it's not going to amount to anything, and it's going to basically go by here, and everybody else is going to get some showers out of it. So the story of this video is basically I want to get into the cold. Right now, this is tomorrow morning's low, and as you can see, that's not bad at all for the end of January. Temperatures right only out in here are below 32 degrees, so that's pretty good for this time of year. So I consider that above normal right now. As we get into the day on Sunday, remember there's clouds, there's showers, there's some snow up here. So it's going to keep the temperatures down tomorrow. So 40s in the southeast, 30s throughout the rest of the state. Now this is let's see here. This is Monday around 5 a.m. and you can see a front coming through here after that storm goes through. And if you look up here, this is Canada, but they're in the single digits. But I'm showing you this picture a little wider today, just to show you where it sits and how far it sags and how far it doesn't. We moved during the day on Monday, and that's kind of how I would look at cold fronts. Here's afternoon around 2 o'clock or so. You got 50s down by Philly, and that's being squeezed this way. Colder air is coming in, 30 degrees. It's 28 degrees up here. It's pushing south in the afternoon, and you can see it going through and kicking those 50s out of Philly. And this is 8 o'clock in the evening, and you're in the teens in northwestern PA. And you're, at freezing or just below through the rest of the state except for the southeast, and you're still falling. As we get to around midnight, you can see temperatures are dropping close to the freezing level down in Allentown and Reading. You got temperatures out here towards Pittsburgh in the teens and the 20s, up towards Erie. Very cold up here, Wellsboro out here in PA. Poconos, you're down below freezing, and temperatures are cooling. We get to the morning hours when you're headed to work. You can see these are below zero temperatures up here, these little white areas here. But basically teens across the state, including the Poconos, the Susquehanna Valley in southeastern Pennsylvania. You're below freezing, but you're not in the teens as of then. Now these are your Wednesday morning lows, February 1st in the morning. Right around 10 degrees out here, higher elevations in the northwest out here. Everybody else is in the teens, and again, southeast Susquehanna Valley, you're in the teens to 20s then. And this is not the cold air, but this is the beginning of it leaking to the south. Okay, so then we kind of leapfrog this to Friday because Thursday there's clouds and the temperatures are not as cold. But as the next shot of air comes through, this is Friday the 3rd of February. Around 8 in the morning, and you can see we've returned to the teens, and even in the southeast you drop down a little bit further here on Friday morning, you're into the lower 20s. Then during the day Well, actually, that's too fast. This map doesn't go that slow. During the day, temperatures 20s across the state, even just about freezing in Allentown, Reading, Lancaster, freezing, Harrisburg, York, all pretty chilly. Even Philadelphia, you're down around 32 degrees. So cold air has sunk into Jersey and everything on Friday. And then as we get to the 4th, what I've been pointing out all along, here is Saturday morning around 8 o'clock. And you've got teens down in southeast, single digits basically north of 80, and some below freezing temperatures in the upper Wayne County up here towards Binghamton, Wellsboro out this way. You got some below zero temperatures. This is not wind chill. This is actual air temperature Saturday morning. And then as we go to the daytime hours, you can see you pretty much stay in the single digits. Some areas up here still below zero, and the southern part of the state, teens and 20s. But it's pretty chilly. I mean, here's Philadelphia in the afternoon, 21 degrees. Here's Reading, where I'm at, 19. Suburbs probably 17. Allentown, 17. You're looking up here towards Scranton, 10 degrees. It's pretty chilly. And again, you know, we got spoiled in January. We were above normal for the whole month, basically. And then as we move to Sunday, let's see if we can get this to work, right? There's Sunday. You can see that cold air is retreating overnight as more precipitation begins to move into the west. And you've got teens and again 20s throughout the state. And it only stays cold like that. You'll see. Only warms up at night when you've got clouds and whatever going on. Here's the 6th in the morning. Temperatures 20s, 30s, and even 40s down by Philly. So it warms up a little bit there. And then as we get further into the pattern, you'll see temperatures will stay a little bit, you know, not too bad, not below zero range, but cold. And all you need is a storm to come up the coast. Now, the maps I'm going to show you now are snow, possibilities of snow. And this takes you to February 2nd, where the cold air is just beginning to leak in. And you can see there hasn't really been anything. But you can see, I'm telling you, there's some things that are going to happen south of us and along the coast that can go either way. I think one of them is going to go the I-95 way, but can't be 100% sure yet. But you can see there's one down here. There's some mountain snows here as that cold air wraps around off the lakes. And you can see everybody gets kind of a dusting or something as the cold air comes through. And then you can see here comes a storm up on the late in the day on the 5th. It starts to accumulate out here in western PA. And this is the one I think is going to be further east. This takes you to February 6th in the morning around 5. And you can see it kind of looks like it skips the eastern part of the state, extreme eastern part, and New Jersey. But I kind of think this is going to move over this way more. It's just my looking at other things that guide me. I kind of like the idea of this moving further east. So I would say keep your eyes out around February 5th and 6th. Again, it's possible. And that's kind of what I do here. People think I'm trying to be a soothsayer or something. I'm only showing you possibilities that something's on the table then. And there is going to be a storm. It's just a matter of does it do what it says or does it do something different. But if I tell you it's going to storm on a particular day and it storms on a particular day and I tell you that 2 weeks in advance, I think that's at least to get a little kudos for that. But some people just drag me into the ground because it doesn't snow where they're at, and 80% of the state gets snow and they don't, and they think I'm wrong. So here, this was just moving this thing out during that cold air. You can see a nice snowpack builds up in here. But we're going to warm up around the mid-month, but then we're going to go back down again towards the end of the month. And I think, and you know if you've been following me since 2017, we've had a couple of Marches where there's been some storms, and this year is kind of looking like them. So we're going to have to keep an eye out for March to see if something, I would say, between the 5th and the 12th or so of March, we get a storm. And really, I mean, if you remember all the big snowstorms we have, they either come early in the winter, like around the holidays, or they come in March. I mean, February used to be the snowy month, right around Valentine's Day, and we're going to be cold then, and there'll be some snow. But the bigger snow has always seemed to hit in March. So that's kind of what I'm keeping an eye out for right now to see if that happens. All right, this is Fred. Subscribe to the YouTube page. I'm going to post this on Facebook because I'm just trying to get people to join. So what you got to do is go to YouTube It's PA Weather Outlook, no spaces, no capital letters. Just go there, subscribe, hit the like button. It'll help me out. I do appreciate everybody that follows. I do appreciate all the positive comments that everybody gives me. And again, people that give me the negative comments, as long as they're held as an educational part of it. In other words, you're trying to tell me something that you think, that's fine. But when you get on here and you start yelling and carrying on and calling me names and all, I banned you. So my page, I can do what I want, I guess. But I try to let people have an opinion. But as long as they don't get mean-spirited, I'm fine. All right, this is Fred. Enjoy this little insight, and I will post again probably Monday. All right, take it easy.